everyone, it's Nina Marie Trapani for Simon Says Stamp, and thanks for joining me today for this quick tip video featuring how to use our Simon Says Stamp exclusive stencils with coordinating embossing folders. Not all of our Simon Says Stamp embossing folders feature coordinating stencils, but those that do, it allows you to achieve amazing results and color in your embossed designs with not just inks, but other fun mediums too, such as paste. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use these coordinating products to create a lovely layered design. For today's video, I'm using our Simon Says Stamp Tumbling Flowers embossing folder, which also has a coordinating die. Not all of our embossing folders that feature stencils have the coordinating dies, but this one does. And our 3D deeply etched embossing folders give such beautiful, deep impressions. For the stencils that coordinate with this embossing folder, it is a set of 5, and I'm going to just show you here all the different layers that build together to form a beautiful array of colors on your embossed design. So all of these line up together to form that beautiful tumbling flowers pattern. And then, like I said, there is the coordinating die. Now I'm going to go ahead and emboss my cardstock with the embossing folder inside of my die cut machine so that way I can have that design impressed into my paper. I'm using a big shot machine, so I'm using the sandwich recommended for 3D embossing folders and this machine. Be sure to reference your machine's manual to figure out the best embossing sandwich for 3D embossing folders. But when you're done, you'll end up with this gorgeous embossed design on your cardstock. I'm going to make use of our Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky mat as I ink blend over top of our beautiful background using the coordinating stencils. So I'm going to show you first, these stencils have etching in the bottom corners showing you the front side of this stencil, and all of the stencils feature this. So as you're creating, you just want to make sure that you are using the right side of the stencil, which features that etching facing forward. Now I'm going to line up my stencil starting with the leaves and work on stenciling through that to create the color for my beautiful background. The best part about a design like this is that it allows you to get really creative with your color choices and ink blend a variety of different inks across even one stencil. Now I'm going to move on to coloring the blossoms. I'm going to make it easy on myself and just color each layer with a single color of ink. So I'm just going to grab a yellow here and go over each of these flowers to color them in. As I'm finishing up each layer and peeling back the stencil to reveal the magic that is starting to take place, and I love how this comes together. It's very easy to line up your stencils over top of your embossed designs. They kind of fit together like a puzzle. Those little embossed flowers are fitting through the openings of the stencil with ease, and so it makes assembling this process very simple. I'm wrapping up the last set of blossoms here with this 4th layer, and then I'm going to be able to move on to coloring my centers of the flowers with a different medium. That's one of the best things about using stencils with your embossing folders is that it allows you to break out other favorite mediums instead of just inks. So I'm actually going to color in the centers of each of my flowers with some gold paste. I'm going to line up that stencil over top of my paper and then bring in my paste and then very carefully apply a thin coat over top of the stencil. So this will now catch over top of all of those beautiful centers of the flowers, and because they're already dimensional with the embossing and now we have the paste on top, they look like they're popping off the page and it looks gorgeous. Once this dries, this creates such a beautiful finish. It's a great way to add some pizzazz to your embossed design. I did want to show you how easy it is to color in your die cuts that come with your embossing folders with the coordinating stencils. So here I've got the Tumbling Flowers die, and I'm cutting it from a small piece of white cardstock inside of my die cut machine. I want to make sure I die cut first before I emboss, so that way I maintain the highest level of dimension on my project. Now I'll just find the coordinating flower inside of the embossing folder and puzzle piece this into place. You'll kind of feel it lock in there. And then now this will allow me to close the folder and run this through my die cut machine to emboss that beautiful texture onto the flower. This will make it look dimensional and it'll create a really beautiful embellishment. So as I did earlier, I ran this through with my Sizzix embossing folder sandwich. And now I have this darling little die cut that is ready to be colored. The coordinating stencils make it so easy. I'm just going to sit my die cut on top of my craft tacky mat that I used earlier and then start laying the stencils over top. As I did with the full background, it's very easy to find the sections of the stencil that coordinate with the die cut, and they puzzle piece on top of each other so easily, so it makes coloring a breeze. And it allows me to get the perfect coloring between the leaves and the flower and have that beautiful masked area. And to make this match the background that I used earlier, I also applied a little bit of paste to the center of the flower. How darling is this little die cut, which looks so cute. It could get popped up onto my background, or I could just set it aside and use it as an embellishment for a completely different project. As you can see, playing around with our Simon Says stamp embossing folders and their coordinating stencils allows you to get a completely different look with your embossed pieces. So I hope that this has inspired you to try out some of these fun coordinating stencils that work so well with our high quality 3D embossing folders exclusively available at simonsaysstamp.com. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our upcoming future quick tip videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.